I am in nature today. Hi. Hopefully you can still see me. So let me know who's here. Say good morning. Let some hearts flow on the screen. I'm just gonna come over here for a minute. Hi, Catherine. Good morning. Okay, so let me show you where I'm at. So I've got some nature with me today. Yay! There's this really beautiful creek that is on the trail where my mom and I often go exploring and walking. So I'm going to maybe just find a little seat. Where can I sit? All right, here's a tree. Let's do this. I'm gonna sit in the nature today. You guys tell me if there's anything I need to know behind me, okay? Okay. Wonderful. Okay. See how bright it is. Hearts are flowing. Good morning. Oh, it's a little bright. I'm gonna keep these on. I can still see the comments though. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. So, I'm sitting here in nature today, so there's not the beat bop, the music flowing, but there's still sounds. And today for Magic Monday, I wanted to talk about waking up to, thanks Mom. Mom's behind me, so I got your back. She's up there on the other hill. Wanted to talk about senses and nature. So I want you to kind of, you can hear the nature behind me, right? I don't have like noise canceling. It sounds delightful. Okay, yes, it does. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this on nature for a second. Okay. So I want you to think about senses for a moment while we're looking at this nature. So I can hear the water. You can't smell, but I can. I can smell the crisp air. I can feel the wind. Can you guys hear the birds? There's some cars. I'm not deep in nature today. I can hear some cars in the background. I can feel, see, smell, listen. I'm not tasting anything today in the nature. But when you connect to your senses, you can start to pick up more. It brings you to the moment, right? And I was sitting here this morning with Mom, and we were talking about magic and magic of nature. So it's interesting because when we talk about magic, right, especially when it comes to life change, everyone wants this immediate result magic. Like, wave a wand, give me what I want, show me that I can trust you, show me that it's worth it before I start it, right? Type of mentality. And we want like smoke to appear and something to like just start walking into our space and give us a sign that says, hey, yeah, you're changing, right? But if you think about nature for a moment, I want us to connect nature to magic, okay? So, and it's interesting because nature is in a consistent pattern, okay? Now we have a beautiful word for that named seasons, right? We're currently ending spring, we've got summer, fall, winter, and nature is consistent, right? It flows with the rules of nature, or it won't survive. And when we think about nature as life, as energy, there is a consistent flow that needs to happen in order for everything to grow. Now, Mom and I were talking and we're like, imagine if you could watch a tree sped up in time, like 100,000 times, right? You would watch it bloom, shed, like grow, try to push their little blossoms out. You know, the trees would fall. Like, and if it were happening in a faster time period, you would be jaw to the floor, dropped, like, holy F, that is magic, right? So maybe what you're asking for isn't magic. Maybe what you're asking for is for the illusion of time to stop existing, right? You want things sped up. I just want to get to the ending. I just want to, like, show me this, show me that. Like, it's really time that people are wanting to see the magic trick in. And if you do that, you miss life, right? Magic is still happening right here this morning, right? It's just slowed down so we can live in it, so we can savor it, so we can experience it. So there's a constant, so there's memories here. When I come here and the water is flowing like it is, right? There's like this, oh, it's so beautiful when it's like this. I love coming like this. And then there's moments in summer where it's completely dried up and maybe the water's not flowing and it's maybe not as pretty in my opinion. However, if the water was always flowing, I wouldn't go, oh my gosh, look at the water. It's flowing so amazing, right? It's where we're able to stop and appreciate the seasons for where it is. I happen to be a big fan of fall, right? But if fall were always there, I wouldn't have that wonder searching for which tree is going to change color first, or let's go travel to this place, or let's experience this, all the senses that come with fall. I'm saying this today because we are like nature. Yeah. And here's the thing, if this tree right next to me decided to be a rebel and say, F you, season, I am gonna push my blooms out in summer. Well, the problem with that is someone's gonna think there's something wrong with the tree, right? The tree's sick, we gotta get rid of this, or what's going on. I mean, the science, there's gonna be lots of things that happen in response to that tree not blooming on time. It's gonna cause chaos in this little section. And this little section is gonna be impacted in a really deep way. And there's gonna be a domino effect. Nature works together and it flows with time. Now, let's say we are trying to be in a consistent pattern or state of spring, which could mean productivity. What happens is you burn out. You burn out. And there was this one study I saw on TikTok, of all places, so I don't have it like fresh to like post here, but there was this study that they did with trees, and they wanted to see what would happen if the trees didn't have their leaves fall through the fall time and the winter time. Hey Sophie, hey Amanda, good morning. So what they did is they injected adrenaline into these like tree stumps, right? And they were like feeding the trees and kind of tricking them to think like, yeah, you know, stay alive, stay here. And the crazy part is the trees never, like the leaves never fell, right? It stopped. It stayed in that productive kind of spring energy, or just like nearing that summer energy, right? Where everything's already bloomed. It stayed there for a whole year, okay? And one could think like, oh, magic, right? Like we avoided the winter. We avoided the fall. We avoided death, for lack of a better word, right? But interesting enough, what happened was that next season, that next fall and winter time, those trees died, like could not come back to life, right? 1 year of adrenaline. Now, for those of you that are showing up here with me today, you are recovering from emotional pain. You have maybe some PTSD, some emotional trauma, like whatever. We have a little cocktail going on in us, right? But I could gather it's longer than a year. And here's the thing, we have this in us, and I talk about this on the Goddess Rebellion podcast, right? That is exactly what it is. Yes, perfection. See this comment here? Yes, yes, yes. Perfection. When you are trying to be a perfect tree, you will die. You will wither. You will not ever bloom. And yet you'll sit there and go, all the other trees around me have magic and I don't. You do if you flow into the seasons. And if you're not expecting that, like one day you're in winter and the next day you wake up and you're in the middle of spring, right? So many times what people want magic to be is this, okay, so I am a withered tree in the winter and I'm gonna like intention candle my way, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna look for evidence and I better have blossoms shooting out or full flowers shooting out of every branch that I have. And then it's like the magic's not real, right? It's time that is the enemy, right? Because if you just sat there and let yourself have the seasons and watched yourself in a different lens of time, you would watch yourself not only blossom, but fall, but rise back up, but grow and bloom and grow bigger. And you would be constant. There would be a trusting that happened because you were flowing into the natural pattern and rhythm of the magic of the earth, okay? Now, what is interesting is we are about to hit a period in the seasons happening around us of momentum, okay? Now, spring would appear to be momentum, okay? But spring, as Mom and I were laughing about it today, is probably one of the hardest seasons for nature, because imagine having to like push all of your life force into these little buds. And what I could gather that is like is child labor, okay? Or sorry, childbirth, birth, what's the word? Labor pains, right? It's like, let me give birth to this baby. It's ugly. It's hard. And everyone goes, oh, look how beautiful the blooms, this. You're like, yeah, I'm tired. I need a nap, right? Then you have some calibration, and we're in summer, and summer is the movement, the momentum, right? And fall is when we rest. And I always have these really beautiful, big magic moments that follow me in fall. And one would think that that's my magic, where I start, okay, I'm gonna set my intentions, let's do this. And you guys have been in like all the manifesting experiences or whatever, and I always host it in the fall time, right? But also what we've done to shift things over the year is we've started them in summer. So we prepare you for the manifesting experience, right? It's like, okay, you wanna manifest with me for reals? You gotta have movement every day for 90 days. And there's a reason why we do that, because when you have momentum, that's when the harvest period happens. But if you are trying to come into my harvest period, and I've had a whole shitload of momentum, and you're like starting and you're trying to harvest something that you didn't plant seeds for, it's like, well, how come you have all this big harvest and I don't? It's movement, momentum, and you can't do it in the fall. it won't happen. You can plant seeds in the fall and it isn't going to be the natural pattern and rhythm of the magic of the world around us, okay? Hi Lynn, good to see you. I love this. I was feeling frustrated that something is taking longer than I want. It's like I'm staring at the tree saying, grow, damn it. That's exactly it, right? Oh, our expectation with timing is insane. And I will say this, if you are on here with me, you have a really, really difficult relationship with time. It's just the way that it is. Timing is the culprit most of the time in any scenario of stress or anxiety that we're experiencing, right? It's time, which is sad because then we miss so many moments, right? We are moment missers, but not here. We are moment creators here. The moment is important. But if we really take that time, which sucks, right? We then start to see more evidence of that flow. So we're nearing June, and June, I have a little nickname for June. I call June Bloom. June Bloom. And spring has already happened, right? Like it would make sense that it was like, April bloom or something. But June Bloom for me, because it's when I really open up and I really blossom. And I'm blossoming in that inspiration, that magic, that creativity, that yes, let's do this, momentum, boom, 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 get the momentum going, because I do not like summer. I am not a summer girl, okay? But I make myself show up in summer. I enjoy the summer. I get the momentum because I know the time I invest in my summer is adding to my experience in the fall. You don't have to like every season, right? Some of us love summer. Most of us probably do. I'm the crazy one. Most of us probably love summer. But it's interesting because the world tells you that summer is for relaxing. Summer is like, oh, just lay by the pool and drink a Mai Tai. And I talk about this in the God's Rebellion with the Curse of the Lullaby, right? It's like, keep productive all year except for summer, right? And then rest in the summer. Go vacation in the summer, right? Go do whatever you want to do. Go sleep in the summer, okay? And then perfect. It's like the absolute perfect scenario for you to never find happiness, for you to never find a moment, for you to never find a harvest, okay? For you to never get what you want. And so a lot of the times people in summer slow down in business even, right? And that's when no one wants to like, oh, go work, right? They're ready to do that in January 1st. It's like, that's the worst time to do that, okay? Who wants to be in the season of we need to let things die and try to manifest fire, right? It's just, you're always gonna fail. You are set up to fail. Farming is hard work. Yes, it is. Yes, gotta feed your chickens, as mom says. Gotta feed the chickens. But I wanted to talk about that today because I think it's interesting that the pattern of the world is different than the pattern that you have been taught to be in life. It goes against nature. It goes against magic. So I am going to be really gearing up for some momentum this summer. And I would like to know who is ready for some momentum, for some movement. Who's gonna join me for some June Bloom energy, okay? I wanna know, say yes, I'm interested. Yes, let's do this. Ready, yeah, that's a great word, ready, okay? Because I don't want you to look at me this fall and go, oh my God, your harvest is amazing. I want you to be there with me in the fall and say, our harvest is amazing. okay? Now, if you've been here with me for a while, we have been planting seeds, okay? We've been setting intentions, okay? We've been preparing. You've probably been doing a lot of crying with me, okay? And you're like, Kayla, can we get a break? Okay, if you've been saying that around me, you have been in the right time period, okay? You are in flow of the pattern of where we need to be going, okay? So be mad at me, okay? Tell me, I don't want to be crying anymore, but also maybe I've kept you in the pattern of magic intentionally. So you have a shot at getting some momentum. So you have a shot at having an amazing harvest, okay? So let's do this. Let's get some movement, some momentum, some action. I'm gonna be doing some really cool things June, inviting you. Yes, me. Okay, so I'm gonna get you guys what you need to know so you can take some action with me in June, okay? Now here's the part. Okay, I did say season, right? And maybe that's a softer way of saying 90 days. But if you think about it, every season is 90 days. Yes? Yes, okay. So you're gonna be doing 90 days of momentum with me, okay? And if you've been here, if you're a seasoned guest here, little family member here, you know 90 days is always in the summer, yeah? There's a reason for it. We are always in a consistent pattern of 90 days, but we get the movement, the spark. And I'm gonna link a little video here in the replay or in the Facebook group as well about this video I did about alignment waves, where it was a study about, oh gosh, what's it called now? I'm blinking. Body mapping, where you can actually like see the colors and the energy of the body when it's in feelings, right? So let's say we're depressed, like literally the image is like this dark gray black blob, okay? And then happiness looks like fire, right? There's like this, the whole body is like emotion mapping. Thank you for that, emotion mapping. I have a lot of information in that video, and it is worth another watch, because so many times I say, movement, 90 days, come with me, blah, and everyone's so excited for the first 3 days, right? Or the first week. And then it goes, right? And the reality is nothing's gonna change about that. Nature's not changing, okay? You can want it to change. You could try to go find another tree that stays awake and alive all year and die the next year. That's okay. Go find your quick fix. But if you want to have consistent nature that grows and blooms and is beautiful every year in and out, you're gonna do this, okay? But with that emotion mapping, what's interesting is movement sparks the same glow in the body as happiness. So if you're somebody that just is in a period where happiness is really hard to find, i.e. you are listening to the Goddess Rebellion or hanging out here with me in the morning, we're in good company, okay? But it doesn't mean that we can't spark and manifest and, magnetize what we want into our life. So if you are not in a period of life where you are able to authentically reach happiness 80% of your day, then let's do movement. Yeah. And our energy doesn't lie. It speaks before we do. Our energy is in a pattern just like the energy of nature. Our life force is what I'm talking about, right? So here, I'm gonna put that there because it's really helpful and inspiring to see science, okay? For those of you who need, evidence, okay? Which sometimes is not hope, okay? It's proof for the brain, okay? So get out of your head. But there is some stuff there to help your head, okay, and your brain, and that's great. But then you gotta tap into your heart, which is feeling. So Frozen, if that episode really spoke to you, and you're like, oh, how do I melt my waters? Feeling, that's how you do it. And if you wanna feel safely, you do it with me and some movement. this summer season, okay? So I'm gonna post that so you can rewatch it. It's helpful, and I know it's helpful for me too, because there's a lot of times where you're like, is this really helping? You know, yes, it is. And then, you know, we always have a beautiful moment in the fall where we are gathering together. We've always had our in-person retreats in the fall. This year we did it in the spring, which was really, really beautiful, because then we kind of kick-started the intentions. But we're also gonna harvest, and we're gonna have a moment this fall together. And I want you to commit today to going, okay? Because if you think about wanting to go 2 weeks before, you missed it. The opportunity passed you by, okay? So you can take your future self back in time to this moment here with me at the tree and go, yes, I will prepare. I will prepare for this moment. Come harvest with me, okay? That being said, I have a lot of magic up my sleeve to help with this thawing, melting, magnetizing, merging, okay? So if you listen to the episode that just went live, I introduced the story of the split. We didn't get into the scary part of the split, okay? You might have heard about the split a little bit, right? We introduced the characters, okay? Soul, mind, and self, right? So exciting. But the next parts coming out are going to be talking all about the split in us. And we all have one, okay? And the whole point about this is merging back to alignment so all of our points connect, okay? We want to be triangles, yeah? Let's be triangled together, okay? Now, with that, the only way to merge your energy is consistent movement. Did you hear me? For everyone in the back, okay? And it isn't so that our jeans fit looser, okay? It isn't about the body. It's about sparking your effing energy, okay? Okay, so if you want to merge, if you want a shot at that, okay, you need to be in momentum. You have to do it, okay? If you want a shot at harvest, you have to have seeds planted. If you want anything to that magic, that moment, that healing, that whatever, you have to be willing to put in the work and the labor of farming, right, Mom? Farming. She's gonna nod her head because it's in time. There she goes, nod. Yes, okay. She's delayed, she said. All good. Now she's nodding her head. Yes. Gardening, yes, gardening. Anyways, we're gonna do this together because here's the really cool thing. We need each other, okay? You will get more out of your harvest when you are with a group of other people doing the same thing. And if you want to know the truth, okay, a big part of why I love manifesting publicly or in a group or anything like that too is like, yes, that's what I do, okay? But also, I love it for me because I have more magic, I have more power when I am connected with other people doing the same thing. It's what it is. Shout out to Sophie and Catherine and Mom, right? We've got a big vortex we're working with, right? It helps. It helps, okay? And there's some big ahas we've been getting together that wouldn't have happened if we were not all together, right? And so we are gonna create another layer to this summer. And I really, really hope you wanna join us. So let's create magic. And let's not create delusional trees that don't enter fall or winter and then wither away and can never bloom again. No, let's embrace the seasons. Yeah? Okay, hearts are flowing. We're still here. This is good. Likes, hearts, love it. So set an intention with me right now. that you are gearing up for a magical moment in time with me this June bloom, okay? Love it. Let's do it. Let's do it together. June bloom. Here we go. I'll get you the information, but I want you to set an intention right now. And so whatever you want to do in the comments, I want you to say, I'm ready, I'm doing this, type June bloom. Yes, you need to affirm, you need to say something so that the energy can hear you, okay? This chat disappears, by the way, so it's really for you, that comment, okay? Say yes. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to magic. Say yes to the moment. Say yes to the new season of 90 days of momentum that we are about to enter, okay? And you don't have to do it alone. Yay! All right, thanks for taking a really beautiful, yay, June bloom! Hi, Heather, good to see you. Good morning. If you haven't listened to the episode of the Goddess Rebellion that went live yesterday, go check it out. I love it, by the way. I'm really excited about where the story is going. And also, I love that I was trying not to make it too long. It can't be 3-hour episodes, right? So it left on a little cliffhanger, but I'm really excited for the next part that's coming, and it's all gonna be about how to merge. So stay with me, okay? Yes, Sophie, yes, Catherine, doing this. Movement and magic this summer, love it. Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna create some ripples, okay? Lynn, this makes me smile, yes. All right, today has been a wonderful Magic Monday. I love you guys so much. I'm about to go have some magic coffee because I've been doing my movement already today. Been starting my movement a little bit early. I always do that so that I'm in momentum before I start posting about movement. It's important. It's important. But I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'm excited for June with you. It's right around the corner. And let's create some beautiful magic together. Yeah? I love you.